I strongly believe coronavirus is a man-made virus. Timothée Chalamet isn't that attractive. It's not toxic when a guy tells his girlfriend to stop talking to a certain guy and vice versa. Such babies are ugly as hell. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So it's been a little while since I've like sit down and like actually talk to you guys, but I thought since like months ago I asked you guys for unpopular opinions that I should finally react to them now. Now I already wrote all of them out on like a document because there were just so many of them, so I don't even know if we'll be able to get all the way to the bottom. Like we have literally 37 unpopular opinions to go through, so I might make a part 2 depending on, you know, if the first video does well. I don't really know. It really depends on how long it takes to react to all of these. Let's just get right into it and let me start reacting. Also, if you guys really like this sort of content, don't forget to leave a like and, you know, also leave a comment, and if you really like my channel, go subscribe. Yeah, let's get right into it. So the first one that I have is Love Island is absolute trash. Now, yes, it is trash, but we all love to watch it. Like, as much as it's like literally pure trash, it's so entertaining to watch, and we have literally nothing better to do, you'll catch me watching it. So we can hate on it as much as we want, but we still end up watching it. Next one is One Direction was overrated, never understood the hype. Personally, I kind of agree with this one, just because I've never really been one of those crazy One Direction fans, just because I don't know, I'm just not really a boy band type of girl. I don't know. I mean, I didn't exactly watch their entire journey through X Factor either, and like they weren't really like my type of guys. I don't know. Because of that, I never felt like that instant attraction and therefore this love of their music. Like some of them were bops, I'm not gonna lie, but like most of them I did not know. I had to learn them just because everybody else knew them. So that's my personal opinion. I feel like a lot of people would disagree with that, but I agree with that one. Timothée Chalamet isn't that attractive. You see, I agreed with this one like a lot, because I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't really see it or anything like that, but then I think I saw him on like The King movie on Netflix, and I was like, oh, he looks really attractive there. But then I think it's just because of like his personality, persona, and what he represents rather than just outward beauty. I don't know, that sounds kind of deep, but like if you get what I mean, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know, I don't think he's like the most attractive guy out there for sure, but I think he's relatively attractive just because of the way that he holds himself, and he's like pretty, I don't know, like, yeah, I wouldn't say he's like the most attractive guy I've come across either, the way that some of these smaller fan pages are like really making him out to be. So that's my opinion on that. Then the next one is Dogmatism is humanity's biggest flaw. Now let me just go real quick and check what dogmatism means, because so dogmatism is a tendency to lay down principles as undeniably true without consideration of evidence or the opinions of others. And the opinion was dogmatism is humanity's biggest flaw. I mean, I definitely would say it is a flaw. Whether it's the biggest flaw, I'm not too sure. I mean, I definitely don't think it's like the right way of thinking if you're just gonna believe that something is true without thinking of evidence or what other people are telling you. Next one is beauty isn't only superficial. That I agree with. Like, there's obviously, as I said, the case of Timothée Chalamet, there's a lot more to beauty than just your outward appearance. I mean, at least the way I see it is that I don't know whether I'm attracted to someone else unless I've had like a real conversation with them, unless I'm able to kind of get their spirit, and that's when I really am able to say, oh, I'm attracted to this person, because I feel like outward appearance is one thing and it's definitely appreciated in society nowadays. I don't think that beauty, so to say, is like all there is to, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, beauty is not just how you look on the outside. Like, there's definitely an essence of beauty that comes from within that we need to consider. Next one is religion is necessary, and we have like a few of these, by the way, that are like very philosophical, I would put it like that. I disagree again that religion is necessary just because I'm an atheist, so that's, I mean, I respect others who want to believe in their own religions, but I personally don't think it's necessary. I personally don't believe in any religion, so that's just my opinion on that. Then we have people are hypocritical animal lovers. And I kind of see the point that this person's trying to say, just because a lot of people are out here eating meat and then they say that they're animal lovers and it kind of like clashes, and I completely get that. But I think it's a very nuanced opinion to have, and there are a lot more layers than just you're an animal lover to you are an animal killer. I don't know. I feel like there are so many different steps before equating those two things, but I kind of see where the person's coming from. Next one is Beyonce's overrated. So I personally really like Beyonce. I wouldn't say she's my favorite artist of all time, but I definitely really enjoy her music, and I think that the fame that she's gotten is deserved, so I wouldn't call it overrated, just because to say that someone's overrated kind of means that they don't deserve the fame that they got, and I kind of disagree with that. I definitely think that she deserved that fame. I don't know, she just has, I've always kind of enjoyed her music, so I don't know, that's just my opinion. Next one is, and I've had quite a few of these, that pineapple is good on pizza and pineapple on pizza is the way. And personally, I enjoy pineapple on pizza, so I'm not gonna shit on people who do that, plain and simple, just because I enjoy it. We also had another opinion that said that people only shit on pineapple on pizza just because it's like popular to shit on pineapple on pizza, and I kind of agree with that one. I think people are very quick to kind of follow the opinions of others just because that's what the general opinion is, and it's easier to just follow it. I personally like pineapple on pizza. I don't have anything against it, so. Next one is someone put goat cheese and honey is good. Now, I personally am not a huge fan of goat cheese in general, so I'm already slightly biased, but I've heard, I mean, when my friend said this, because this is only my friend who wrote this, I thought that was a very weird mix. I was like, why? I mean, I don't really get it. And then she said goat, cheese, and honey on pizza, and I was like, I mean, questionable. But then I hear that in a few other people actually enjoy it too. Good for you. I'm not one of them. I'll probably never be, but have fun eating your own concoction there. Next one is British babies are ugly as hell. Personally, I haven't seen any British babies just because I don't see that many babies in general when I'm in Loughborough, so I'm biased. But personally, I don't think any baby can technically be ugly, okay? That's just my opinion. But I don't know. I think that when you're a baby, your body is definitely doing weird things anyways. Like, you literally just came into life. Like, give it some time for it to glow up, okay? Like, don't be mean. Next one is honey on pasta is actually good. Now, honey on pasta, I feel like that's pushing it a little bit just because it's like
sweet pasta.
Like, pasta to me is just like not a dessert, so it's hard for me to connect those two things, but eh. Then we have mayonnaise on pizza tastes good, and I'm like, what is it with putting stuff on pizzas? Like, I don't get it. Like, okay. I don't like mayonnaise at all, so like, I'm biased on this one, but why would you put mayonnaise on pizza? Like, isn't cheese good enough? I put socks with flip-flops sometimes. I mean, I've done that before, but I find it really uncomfortable when I do that. I don't know why. It's like the idea of like the bar in between your two sock feet, but then at the same time, like, I grew up in Japan, so it's not uncommon for people to wear socks and flip-flops at the same time. Like, they have specific socks for like that type of shape. And then it's become easier to think as a large body than as an individual, so people have become sheep. I think there are a lot of scenarios where this is the case. I think nowadays, especially, young people are trying to make their own opinion of the world. I mean, that's how I think for myself, at least. But I can definitely see how, especially like on the internet, people are very quick to jump to what the overall consensus is and immediately want to believe that, oh, because the group said so, that we should believe that too. But I think it's kind of just up to yourself to find information for yourself and decide for yourself basically where your opinion is. That's what I believe, but whether that's a fact or not, I can't really say, just because the only people I kind of surround myself with are people that kind of like to think outside the box a little bit or think for their own opinions. So if that's the case, maybe. In terms of people who I know personally, I don't think that's the case. Next one is religion brings more bad than good. In brackets, homophobia, extreme beliefs, irrational thinking. Most people just follow the book and can't think for themselves. Now, this one, I think it just kind of depends. It really just depends, because you can be one person who will take religion and will just use it to, in some ways, like better yourself, be a better person, all that shit. But then there are definitely people out there who will take it again to the extremes and not really allow for, because these books were written like ages ago, and so a lot of people sometimes just want to, I guess, like follow the book and not really adapt to modern life and modern ways. But I think, again, it really just depends on the individual and how they personally think. Yes, there are some people that take it to the extreme, but not every single person that is religious obviously is extreme in their ways of thinking. I definitely believe that. Excitement and happiness don't last as long as they should anymore. I just kind of think that depends on like the personal mindset that you yourself are in. So if I definitely see that a lot of people are easily negative about situations, I would say that, you know, your happiness and excitement, so to say, can last longer if you genuinely feel like you're a happy and excited person. But then you have to get to that point. Like, especially for me, I definitely used to be a lot more negative. I used to complain all the time, and I've really tried hard to avoid doing that. And since then, I feel like I've just become so much of a happier person, just because I don't have all those negative thoughts weighing me down and putting me in a bad mood for no reason. I just kind of take everything as it is and think, you know what, I can choose to react negatively to this, or I could choose to take it in, kind of, you know, let it sit for a while and reflect on it, and then be like, whatever, it wasn't that important. So that's the way I think personally. I feel like if people were to think a bit more like that as well, we wouldn't be as negative, and our happiness, so to say, wouldn't be as short term as it can be for some people. Then we have girls and guys aren't allowed to be just friends on TV. Everything's become about love and drama nowadays. I definitely see this, just because, I don't know, I think that, yeah, there should be more representation of just platonic relationships, just because, I don't know, I don't feel like you see enough of that. And it would be nicer to show more of that and show people that you don't always have to have any sort of romantic involvement with a guy, or, you know, or any sort of romance between people. I feel like sometimes you can appreciate just as much guy-girl friendships as you can girl and girl friendships. I mean, personally, I have a few guy friends, and like, I would never really see them in a romantic light, and I feel like that's fine, and that we should represent that more and show people that it's okay to think like that, because I do feel that, yeah, I agree, like on TV you don't really see that as much, and that's one of the most popular mediums that people watch. So it's not toxic when a guy tells his girlfriend to stop talking to a certain guy, and vice versa. Now, this kind of really depends on the situation, because there are situations where, yes, it is toxic, and there are situations where it isn't. I think it kind of really depends. Personally, I feel like when you're dating someone, there should be, like, I guess, trust involved. So you telling your girlfriend to stop talking to a certain guy, like, ask yourself the question, why? Like, is it because you feel that that guy's a threat to your relationship, you know, or is it really just because that guy flirts with her, or like, what is it exactly that makes you want them to stop communicating, and what has she showed to you to indicate that, you know, her talking to this guy would be a threat? I mean, that's personally how I would see it, just because, like, at the end of the day, like, when you're in a relationship, like, you should have trust, and you shouldn't be watching over who she communicates with and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know, that's just my opinion on that, but I just think it really depends on the situations. I feel like if you're asking your girlfriend to stop talking to guys in general because you're getting bad vibes from it, then you should probably just have a talk with her about why she's making you uncomfortable, or I guess insecure in certain situations. But I mean, if it's not really warranted, then I feel like it can be seen as toxic. Then the younger generation has already been tainted because of current memes, early access to social media. Examples are simp, upwards comparison, etc. I can definitely see a little bit of that. I mean, a lot of people who are younger are definitely starting to, like, look older and act older, just because social media kind of makes you grow up very quickly. And I definitely see that there are problems, because, I mean, I don't know about current memes. Memes, I feel like, are just for entertainment, so I don't really see it personally as, like, a huge problem. But I do see how early access to social media can be problematic in the long run, especially if, you know, as they've said here, upwards comparison is something that's very real. When you're comparing yourself to people like Kylie Jenner or any other social media star who maybe doesn't have the most natural body, then yeah, it can be source of like a lot of anxiety and depression. So I mean, it kind of, again, just depends on how the person viewing it takes it. But I think if you learn how to avoid the problems that comes with social media at a young age, then you can, again, like, just not have all the negative aspects of social media, because there are obviously a lot of positives as well. I mean, I wouldn't be up here on YouTube if it was just all bad. So I think it just depends on the user and who they're watching, who they're choosing to support, etc. Spanish TV shows have become 1,000% better than American ones. I'm on Netflix, like a lot of people, and there are a lot of new shows that have come out that are Spanish that have been really good, and I do kind of see how a lot of American shows aren't really like fulfilling me at the minute. I don't know, I feel like they're not as great. I feel like there's a lot of meh content on Netflix at the minute. I think I kind of have to agree with this one. I see a lot of just foreign shows that are really, really good and that satisfy me a lot better than some of the American ones I've been seeing. So, yep, calling is better than texting, and I agree with this. I personally love calling people, but it just depends who. It really just depends who. Like, if it's someone that you're friends with, someone that you're close with, calling is a lot easier to communicate. But then if it's someone obviously that you're not that close with, definitely I'll just keep it to texting, because I just feel like it makes it less awkward or less weird. Next one is LKF isn't that great. I kind of agree with this. I think LKF definitely gets a bit old, and if you don't know what LKF is, it's like the party district of Hong Kong. It's called Long Kwai Fong, and I think that once you've been so many times, it's kind of the same, the usual. I personally prefer going out on Wednesdays to lunch. I mean, there's only just one club, but there's just so much, I don't know, space outside to like have conversations, talk and all that, and I feel like it's a lot more enjoyable. And again, for me, it's free to get in. All the drinks are like 20 bucks. So like, I don't know, I find it better in one chai. Kind of have to agree with that one. Next one's banana and cereal is yucky. I personally have banana with my oatmeal, so you already know what my opinion is on that one. And then we have, I strongly believe coronavirus is a man-made virus. I mean, I think we've already kind of established, I mean, personally, I think that it just stemmed from like the wet market, as you know, it has been reported on, but I don't know exactly. I wasn't there when it happened. So, I mean, it could be possible, it could also not be possible. I personally think it was made in the wet market. I mean, when you mix like the live animals with the dead animals, but that's just my opinion. And then we have the true definition of feminism was lost over the overabundance of feminazis. This one I agree with, because I feel like the definition of feminism is just equality of the sexes. I don't understand how some people want to debate on it and like feel like it's super complicated when it's really not. That's literally all it means. And yeah, I feel like a lot of attention has been given to extreme feminism, and the thing is that like feminism has so many different types of views. Like, there are just so many different types of feminisms. Like, you'll find all sorts of feminists. You'll find feminists who, you know, want to keep porn, feminisms who want to get rid of porn. You just have so many different types of feminisms that it's hard for some people to just be like, oh, well, you know, I hate feminisms. I hate when feminists are extreme. I feel like they've become too extreme at the minute. And it's like, well, which ones are you talking about? Because there are just so many. And the true definition of feminism, again, is just the equality of the sexes. Why somebody would be against that, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it shouldn't be that complicated, but it has become complicated, and I just feel like it shouldn't be like a political statement, or it shouldn't be problematic for you to call yourself feminism. So, but yeah, damn, you guys had quite a lot of opinions there that I had to talk about. I definitely enjoyed doing this. I'd be happy to do this again if you guys have like more opinions for me. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this. This is gonna be super long. I might have to cut some of these questions out just because I'm like filming and it's currently like almost 30 minutes long, so we'll see how this goes. I might have to cut it in two or something. I do not know, but it was really enjoyable. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, like, again, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that jazz. and I will see you guys again next week. Bye bye!